Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Good afternoon. Hello, everyone, and thank you again for tuning in to the Making 'em Think podcast. I want to introduce my guest host for today. We have Miss Queen T of New Era Detroit and Miss Asara. And welcome, ladies.
Peace and love.
I asked for these ladies to...
Queen T, please turn your phone down.
I thought I did. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon. Hello, everyone. And
Oh, so they're a little behind us.
No, there's always, yeah, see, that's... Whose phone is that?
My guest host for today. We have Miss Queen T of New Era
That
Detroit.
is actually the host.
Don't do me like that. And I'm all like we jet lagging, huh? We behind. Yeah, we are. Yeah,
we
per
are
your
behind.
phone.
Yep, there
Yeah,
we go.
per your
There
phone.
we go. So, kick it on back off, Miss Think.
Oh, thank you guys again, and welcome to the Making 'em Think podcast. Thank you guys for joining me today. I have my guest host as Miss Queen T from New Era Detroit and Miss Asara. Today's topic, guys, we're going to discuss is the Black woman's responsibility for our community. The reason that I asked these two ladies to come on is because we share a lot of the same insights and, of course, some things that are different. So I wanted to actually share this topic with our community and then get insights from Queen T and Asara. I just felt that the topic needed to be discussed. I think that in certain areas, as far as Black women and the power that we have actually neglected to express that, to share that, show that, give that. And just wanted to kind of highlight a couple of things that I feel to start off with, maybe in some areas that we can possibly improve on. And again, the things that I'm stating are strictly my opinion. You know, I'm not, this is what we should be, it's strictly my opinion. But I do feel that some of the things that we'll discuss today will be effective. And if any of the women wanted to apply, some of these things, because as everyone knows, of course, we're Black in here, so no one is a stranger to what we're suffering in our communities. Trafficking, the killing of our Black men, the kind of lack of respect, if you will, that our young women are growing up into, and some of the images that they have to reflect on as Black women, and why they're, pretty much attempting to go the more popular route, if you will, versus the more kind of wholesome, respectful, and I don't mean wholesome, respectful in a way like you're all covered up and I get that part, but just the kind of women that we need in our community, especially in our households, pertaining to the upbringing of our children, and things like that. I personally feel if we had a lot of different behaviors as women, and what I mean by behaviors is how we carry ourselves, sometimes the way we speak, and reflections, basically, is what I'm saying. Kind of is almost to a narrative. I mean a negative, excuse me. And I think that what we choose to look at as important, or the things that we really want to advertise that we do, versus the things that we don't want to advertise, that we do. And for just a inkling of what I'm describing, we know that we have a high volume of trafficking, and I feel some of these things like the trafficking, the less killings of our men, again, the respect of our daughter, can all be decreased, because of course there's no way to 100% stop it. If some of us as Black women kind of stood up more to the plate, ran more wholesome households, you know, the way we carry ourselves and, you know, the kind of conversations we have in front of our children, our households, the way our house a party house all day, every day. You know, all kind of languages in front of our children. We smoke, we drink, we all in front of the children. Our children have no aside from when it comes to like Monday through Friday, mom doesn't have company. You know,
Right,
it's
right.
home. We do homework. We study. We, you know what I'm saying? We get into the form of life that we're being raised to actually be productive for once we come out. And I just think that our focus is more on negativity. You know, let me stress this because I am absolutely positively in no shape, fashion, or form knocking any woman who has had her body done. But what I'm saying is that's our focus. You know, the majority of us, I'm getting my body done. You know, and kids need a bedroom set. I mean, I'm just.
Yeah.
You know, I'm highlighting on some of the things that we choose as priority. We're more consumed. And no knock to any black woman because I understand the pressure. I understand the pressure. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. Weak is just a word that I'm using. I'm not calling them weak. I understand the pressure. I'm just not weak enough to give into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, my booty.
And
Oh,
also,
my.
there's so much more in between getting your body done and like working out. We can try other things because getting your body done, you're gonna stretch that back out if you haven't applied the healthy lifestyle. So
How about that?
it should be levels. It shouldn't be. I'm jumping right to that. It's gotta be something in between.
Yeah, I
Right.
agree. I agree wholeheartedly. And another thing that goes back to prove my point too, we don't even want to do that.
Never.
And then the thing about it, what you go through for the surgery. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen images of women like on planes and they like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
But it's a
That road,
thing.
that car ride back home, riding on your stomach.
Yeah.
But you know,
Oh, do you?
You have to.
But the
you
funny
can't sit on
part,
it.
the funny part about it is though, we talk about the kids looking up to celebrities and different people and things like that, whereas adults do too, because now you want to be like this person. You want to be Cardi B. You want to be, you know, all these different people. And it's just like, no, I want to be myself. Like, I've never been a follower. I'm not about to follow nobody. I got my own trend.
Yeah.
You know, so those are more things that you want to be able to think about versus like looking at celebrities and looking what they have, because a lot of times a lot of these celebrities, they got body jobs and stuff and it ain't go so well. So y'all bet they could look at some documentaries right now and they'll tell you like,
that's
okay,
true.
I got this booty job and I got this hole in my butt forever.
Yeah, you know,
what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
So it go both ways.
Yeah.
So it's really like a thing of just really sitting back and thinking about how you want to live and how you feel comfortable within your body. I'm not knocking it either. Shoot, I wanted my boobs done a long time ago, but I don't know more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just different things that you think about. But I was young. I was like in my 20s.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I didn't do it because sometimes you think about like, dang, I did this back in my 20s. I wonder how I would be if I was still natural.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
Or like working out naturally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just different things. Like right now, I'd be like, okay, maybe I should go get a tummy tuck. But I'm small already. I could go work this off.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
it's things that us as women, we need to be able to think more about certain things before we rush to go
I agree.
do certain
Yeah,
things.
wholeheartedly. And I'm gonna take it even further. I even feel like some of the outcome of our men would be different.
Oh yeah.
You know,
There is no question. We raise these men.
That's the point.
house These men, we respect or disrespect, uplift or put down these men. There is no question at all. That
Yeah.
that's
Right.
our responsibility.
it is. And that's the reason I made the topic the black woman's responsibility, because regardless to a young man growing up with or without his father,
Right.
what we can instill, because of course I have the slightest idea what a man goes through, what I mean emotionally, and you know what they deal with as far as that. But I can assure that my son will respect a woman.
Exactly.
I can
Absolutely.
assure that my son knows that he provides for his household.
And
You know,
Absolutely.
things like that.
And let's not even discuss why some of the dads aren't home. We're not even gonna get into how the woman ran them away.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
that's a
because
whole
it
That's true,
is,
too.
we are actually
It's a reason
yeah,
our
it
boys
is.
are being raised without fathers.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
And
them
some
A
cases.
lot of times it's the mama.
Yeah, yeah.
lot of
And I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah.
It really, and then I feel like it's our responsibility as far as what we're doing today
Can
to
I
address
add
the
something
women
about-
who aren't.
Can I add something about that though? What y'all just said.
Sure.
Then the man is not a man, quote, if he is not up to dealing with whatever the man, the woman dishes out. Now he's less of a man.
Yeah.
Oh, you not a man. A real man would
Says
do
a
this.
group
A
of
real
women.
man.
Says a group of women. Yeah, exactly.
Right,
Exactly.
but then
Not a
turn
man.
right around and then tell us that y'all don't want to hear what we got to say as
They
far
don't
as.
even know no men though, Mark. They don't
Yeah,
know them.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And what are you
have
comparing?
no real men in their immediate circle exist in existence
Yeah.
to give them an example.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying, of what a man is or what a woman should be to a real man.
That part. That part.
They have no blueprint.
And that's it. And then you have things where is some women just don't want to do anything.
Good old
And that's
lazy.
just the bottom line. You know what I'm saying? You got some women that's lazy and you know, they just want everything given to them versus going out here trying to get something of themselves. And that's where you have the women that, you know, the guy will leave and then she don't have nothing to fall back on because she ain't never did nothing.
Yeah.
She
That's
ain't never
it.
had nothing.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? So
That's
those are those type of women. You know what I'm saying? Like
And
me.
then if y'all bringing up some point now, and then if a man
Look
says,
at him.
if a man, I'll say y'all, I'm
worked up now,
trying.
look,
And
y'all
then if a man says, oh, I want a woman that can work or that will work, you know what I mean? And that's to say that I don't want a woman to be in a position to where if my damn arm get chopped off, now she can't provide even for her. So she's not my help. She's no help for us.
Exactly.
Right,
I
Exactly.
recall a situation. This is one of my friends on Facebook. She moved into Detroit and she was married to a dude. She was actually from the East Coast somewhere. I forget the exact state. And her husband got into it on a Friday night. Long story short, he put his hands on her. She called the police, had him arrested. He's in jail, right? And now she doesn't have a job. She doesn't have a car. Doesn't even have a driver's license, right? And he controls everything financially. The money, he got everything. She can't even feed herself. She
played
online.
herself.
She's
Oh,
reaching out to
wow.
me
She played
for
herself.
help because she don't even know what to do.
How to
with her-
function.
We right.
She played herself.
for the damn weekend.
She did.
Right,
But here's
so
my-
I never want. I love my woman enough to not put her in that position. I don't want
Exactly.
my woman to. I don't want you to sit at home and be the quote housewife and not do nothing and not have a life of your own. Like go out and be what you want to be. Like be what you're gonna be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But,
But
I,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say that my concern with that is, unless you met and fell in love and married right out of high school or college, I'm confused about how you came to the table with nothing to begin with. So
That's deep.
at the age that
What kind
we
of man
are
wants
at,
a man, a
how'd you
woman?
get here?
Mm-hmm.
How did you survive
They-
prior
some
to
do.
getting with him?
And some do, but I
For
was
that
gonna say
reason.
because
That's
I've been in situations like, well, I didn't have to work, but I did it because I wanted to, because I need my own money. I don't need nobody handing no money out to me.
You're not finna allow
You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna hand me no money. Like I'm gonna go
Give
get
me
my
allowance.
own money.
You've been a good wife this week.
Exactly.
Right.
You know what
You
I'm
know,
saying? And it's like I feel like a lot of women that work have opportunities like, well, why don't you just stay at home and do something else or find something to do or whatever the case may be. But as a real woman, you gotta think about that shit because a nigga could walk up and leave and you ain't got nothing.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if it all boils down, and Mark, the example you just gave, if it all boils down and that weight is on your shoulder,
If he
what you
leaves-
finna carry?
If he leaves or something slip breaks or comes untied, and then like something happens, and now you without him for some reason.
Exactly.
Like,
Or what if he die?
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah.
If
In
he
that
dies-
I mean, just to make
situation,
sense. What if he get locked up? Like
That's what
anything.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
and
that's
she
what
put
But
him in
then-
jail, so
and
he's
then that's what
definitely
I
not in
said.
a hurry to help
Right,
her. He
right,
ain't sending
nah.
nobody
So
with
if a
no
situation
food.
like
Exactly.
that,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? And then you got
Wow.
kids. You got kids.
You took it
on
right
top
out of
that,
my
you
mouth,
know what
but I
mean?
was
So
finna-
now, how you?
But you know what? Because a lot of their asses like to live off the state. That's why. And they need to get up and go to work.
Speak on it.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
so at
sorry,
the end of
but
the
that is
day,
true.
they
That
getting
is
all
the
this free
honest-
money from this and that when you got working women like me. Like, I wish I could get some help for me and my kids, but I got to get out here and work every day. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of them like to sit on their behind because they get all this stuff for the government. It'll be forever. And they still have baby after baby after baby after baby.
Yeah.
And then they getting all this money, especially over the pandemic. They got a lot of money. So you would have thought it would have been it was a lot of black businesses that opened. But you would have thought some of these lazy women would have been able to get up and say, you know what, enough is enough.
Yeah.
I don't want to be on the state no more.
Yeah.
I don't want the
One
state
thing I have
providing for
learned,
me.
sis, is lazy is in your damn jeans. It
It
ain't
is.
going to place. If you watched your grandmama be lazy and your
That's
mama be
true.
lazy,
If the
your
lazy has been
children watching
conditioned,
you.
But you know what?
traditionally lazy.
Yeah.
But you know what else is?
It's a mental. It can
watching
be a
them
mental
work.
thing.
But you know what else
Get
is?
in the bag.
Is generational.
Yeah, get in the bag.
Being on the government.
Yeah.
Like you only. I mean, think about it. A lot of families, it repeats itself. It take a few people of our people to be like, you know what? I'm not gonna be like my mama, or I'm not gonna be like my grandma. I want to get out. I want to get away. But the majority of them, they gonna stay and do the same thing.
And unfortunately, for the ones who do break away, you know, who live that lifestyle, and you know what? How they say kids can be cruel, you know, but sometimes, and I'm not justifying kids being cruel to others, because bullying and all that, I'm not justifying.
Sometimes they tell the
But
truth.
sometimes when you
Most
go to
times.
school, and I remember back in the day when we were younger and you had a food stamp, babe, you better not run into nobody in
Yeah.
school because I'm hiding this food stamp till you leave. You see what I'm
Kids-
saying?
Sometimes
But
kids, man,
the cruelty of other children can put in that child's mind. I'm not being like this.
And see, you know
I'm
what?
not finna go
And to
through this.
piggyback
That's
off of
far
that-
in between, but it does happen.
And to piggyback off of that, like, because I didn't grow up in a household like that, because my parents worked. When I got food stamps from family members and stuff, I was geeked. Like, yeah, give me this. I ain't care.
yeah.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
didn't
But
know
you're
the
not
shame.
thinking
The
about
shame
you
of it,
didn't
or even knew to have
exactly.
it.
You don't know the shame, or you're not thinking about it, or whatever the case may be. I'd be like, shoot, give me
And
my
I'm
stuff
about to
now.
flip
I don't
script.
even care.
I'm about to flip script on y'all. Even better, talking about not knowing the shame. That's another thing that women don't realize. That some of the things that you promote, or some of the things you don't even realize, you should be ashamed of that.
Yeah,
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You and like and I hate to see the TikTok videos or any video, period, that has adult content or mature. Mom is, you know, doing whatever the challenges are, and they go to baby. Come on, y'all.
And it's
we
like,
have
and
to
I'm-
separate
we
that.
have to separate it, and it's not to knock people. It's just to
not.
help women do better.
That's it.
Like,
Well-
you want to be able to do better. You don't want to stay in the same space, the same place.
Well, I must be the devil's advocate, I guess, because sometimes you don't need to be knocked, but sometimes you need to be knocked. Freedom is fine. Liberation is
Yes,
fine.
It
I
is.
agree.
Being too free and too liberated is not fine in front of your children.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah,
daughter
it's a
see
time
you,
and place for everything.
It's a
Your
time
daughter
and place.
see you shake your ass. Your son see you shake your ass. And then what?
Yeah.
Then they go to school and they tap their teacher on the ass or they twerk and then you embarrassed. Well, you're the embarrassment, not your children.
And I'm about to take it even further with y'all. Even when it comes to certain music, like for me, my grandchildren, when I have my baby, I'm thugged out all through the week, baby. I'm cussing me and pop me riding out. We the whole nine. Let my grandchildren be in the car. We the 92.3. We done because I don't want. I'm not about to with you, Mark. I'm not.
And guess
about
what?
To with you.
And I've always did that. Like, when my kids got in the car, I would put it on like they little station pop and all. My daughter 15, she still listens to all that.
That's it.
And she in high school 10th grade. Her friends be looking at her like, she's like, what, bro? But she know all the other songs too.
Yeah, yeah.
But she still. That's what she do. She sings, so she love all the genres of music.
But
I
you
remember
gave her
like
you gave her that diversity.
I
by-
did.
by
I gave
not
her the
just programming
diversity
her
of
with
it.
that
the only
type of
music,
the mainstream
because you
music.
get a lot. I'm a teacher, so you get it all
you
day,
understand
every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like the kids come in, all they want to listen to is that. They don't want to listen to nothing else, and they want to listen to the uncut version.
How about
Yeah.
that?
Not the clean version.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We have like dance.
They like
and
this
stuff
kid's
like that.
bop. What is
The-
you
the
doing?
clean
Yeah.
version is a mess, y'all. This song,
The clean
that
version
Big
is a
D
mess.
energy song, the clean version leaves nothing to the imagination. They say big instead of dick. So the girls say, you got big energy. It's so close to what
And
she's
exactly.
saying.
But the
that you
kids so
almost-
smart, they already know exactly
That's
what she's
my
saying.
point.
You know,
we
another-
can't listen to that around our
And
children.
another
and that's
thing
on
I
the
don't.
radio.
How about
It's
that?
sad.
And another
It
thing I
is.
don't agree
The
with
radio's
that
so
we
different
do
though now.
as women, when it comes to that type of stuff, you got the big energy and all that type of stuff. But this is what I'm saying about that. For the moms who'll get in the car and listen to the dirty version in front of the kid go to school and singing a song, not being bad, not being just like. When I got here, I couldn't get the damn song out of my head.
They
You
don't
see
know
what
that
I-
it's. They
They
don't
don't
really
know.
realize
I
it.
just listened to this with my mama.
Yeah.
How can this be wrong? Then the teacher call, and then when the kid get home, you want to discipline the kid
Exactly.
for what you allowed the kid to be
Exactly.
exposed
Girl, I get
to.
it all the time.
We got to do better.
And guess what? It be
we
kindergarten.
have to do better.
It be kindergarten.
Yeah.
You know how live kindergartens are right now.
Believe it.
Kindergartens are loud. They are turned up. Okay, they are very lit and they grown. Okay,
Yeah.
and I'm not playing. Like when I tell you, they be knowing all the songs. inappropriate songs, not kid songs,
Yeah.
like adult songs.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Yes, and they
blame
be jamming to it.
I blame TikTok.
But it's
like,
like,
you know-
but it's like, how do a person that small even get to TikTok? That's the
real
part.
trick.
Yeah, how your kid 5, 6
Siblings,
years old with an
cousins.
iPhone?
Because guess what? They
12
smart
come
and they
on,
know how to
y'all.
work these gadgets and stuff
Yeah.
real good.
Yeah.
Access.
And see, this is what we're failing to realize
And some
when
of
it
them do got
comes to
iPhones.
the technology of today. This is our children's world. You know, our grandchildren's world. This is what second nature to them. I can be doing something on my phone and puzzle as hell, pass it to my little 6-year-old grandson, and he boo 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 boo.
Yeah.
Get it done.
Know how to
thank
do
you
it
so
better
much.
than
I
you.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
But the reason he knows that and he's knowledge to that degree is because this is their time.
Man,
this
listen,
is all they're going
my
to
son
know.
was 3. He was just turned 4. And he said, Daddy, I want to watch something on TV. I said, man, I don't know. You got to watch that on Netflix. I ain't got Netflix. He said, yes, you do. I said, I don't know. I don't think I got it. Do you know this little boy grabbed the remote control and he didn't say Netflix into the phone. He went through the dial and went to Netflix and found the show that he wanted to.
Yeah.
And I said, I got Netflix. I didn't even know I had Netflix.
Thank you, son.
Like, okay,
Thanks.
all right.
What about the movie, The Woman in the Window down the street from the neighbor? Whatever the name of that damn
It's such
movie
a
is.
long,
But like, son, can you pull
ridiculous-
that
Yes.
out? You know, but that's a perfect example
It
of the
is.
knowledge that our children have. So if we are, as women, are putting in front of them negative images, when I say negative
absorbing that
images,
thing.
they are. And I'm telling you, I have been in public places. Don't get me wrong. I know I don't look like I'm my age. I'm about to
Black
throw that
don't
girl
crack.
out there.
They weren't gonna
Black
believe
don't
you.
crack.
No way.
They
They
weren't
weren't
gonna
gonna believe you.
Black
Black
don't
don't crack
I'm
though.
gonna
But
hit you with a sound effect.
I'll say my oldest child is 32. Let's say
Okay.
that. Well, she'll be 32. Okay. So, what we're displaying or putting in front of our children as images and things like that. And when I say images, I mean us. You see what I'm saying? If I have been in public places where there have been young people around me, and when I say young, I'm saying anywhere from maybe 11 up to, based on my age, 25. And I have had to actually, young man, watch your mouth.
Young man.
No, you know what I'm saying? And I promise you this. Never have I ever received disrespect back. Only because in the manner I addressed him,
Yeah.
it wasn't disrespectful. And at the same time, letting him know you better than that, King. Come on, baby. Come on. And then the thing about it is, if for you to be that open, it wasn't even like when we were little and out cussing, girl, bye. I'm checking my surroundings. Make sure don't nobody
you
know my
have to.
mama.
It's a
difference
Don't
in checking
nobody know my
somebody.
daddy.
You have to,
because I'm gonna be
especially
cussing.
in the
You check it.
neighborhood and especially at school.
Like when you check a person and you make them feel small versus checking them and making them feel big, that determines the response that you got. That's why you got the response
Yeah,
that you got.
yeah.
So some other
The
person
goal
would
has
you
to be to
check them
not
and
embarrass
you like disrespected them
Yeah.
like way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you
exactly.
You
No.
lifted him up
Yeah,
with
exactly.
the
That's it.
with
That's
the scolding.
it. But then the thing too, back to today's topic, queenism. I knew how to approach this young man. I knew how,
And you
not
have to.
only because of how he was carrying himself, but how I carry mine.
And see,
You know?
and that goes back even like to the school. Like when we were little, don't get me wrong, we had our little cliques and we cussed and
Oh,
stuff.
come on,
but we made sure there weren't no teachers around. And if it was, we'd be like, "Oops, I'm sorry, Miss."
I didn't see.
mean to do
Yeah,
that."
it was
You know
a
what I'm saying?
whole
like you get
respect
kids
thing.
now, like they just don't care. You gotta go, hey, come here. What you just say? Like, do I gotta call your mama? Do
Yeah.
your mama gotta come sit in the classroom?
Yeah.
With you know what I'm saying? Just different things
And low
like
key,
that.
they probably like, if my mama come, we really gonna be talking.
To-
Some
I know, I'm
but,
just saying.
But some of them do because that's the maturity of it, you know, because their parents is immature, so they're immature.
Yeah.
And
You
then
know what I'm
that's the
saying? So
reason
they
why
get it
you
from
can't
home.
check some of the kids because
But-
if you do, then you got to deal with the parents.
I'm talking about back
But
in the
you
day.
gotta
We
know,
knew
you
better.
gotta know the ones though. But even like me, like as a teacher, like my bad kids, I'm cool with everybody. My kids love me. Why? Because my bad kids, I'm gonna give you you go have something to do. Come be my helper over here. Come here. Get over here. Come here. I got something for you to do. Go.
And so
go
much
do that.
not even
You know what I'm
punishing
saying?
you,
So that's
but
that's the thing.
that's
You
it.
make them feel important.
Again, queenism.
Yeah, you make
Knowing
them feel
how to
important,
make that work.
and you give them a job so that they could feel the authority. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this.
Mm-hmm.
So every time they come in there, hey, Miss Fields, you know what I'm saying? Like, my job is such and such,
Yeah.
or that's my job. You know what I'm saying? So you make it their job every time you come in my classroom. This is what you go do.
And you made a comment one time. It was on the Tangie's ride. And in the video that was uploaded to show you made a strong key statement, and you said we as black people, but I'm going to, add it as women. You said when we see each other, we don't even speak to each other.
Exactly.
So
And
You know-
I work in a place full of women,
it's so true.
and people don't speak to each other. We see each other every day. All women.
sad.
Yeah, it really
Like,
is.
hey.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't.
Like,
And then I
hello.
promise you, with the quickness, I promise you on everything I live on. Let me see another queen on her.
But it's
You
so
doing
much
that.
shit.
But you know what I
It's
do?
so much
I'm
shit.
petty though. I'm gonna speak anyway because I'm gonna make you speak to me. I be like, hey. They
Yeah.
I
be,
have not
"Hi."
reached the place where I do not.
But
get
you know what?
upset about
But I had to
disrespect.
get
So
to
I
that
can say
point.
my hello, and then I say, "I'm sure you heard me. Hi."
Yeah. Oh no, they gonna say hi back.
You're gonna.
You're
They're gonna say hi back.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Yeah, and that's just the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because I used to be like, okay, you ain't speak to me. I ain't gonna speak to you. I'm gonna keep it moving. But you ain't about to mess up my day.
Yeah.
Because my day is good right now. So it's hey.
Yeah, and then what I was saying about that too, like the queen, if we were to level up as women, some of the things that we could decrease in our community, one of those would be the amount, because like I said, we can't stop it all together. The amount of women who's being trafficked. You see what I'm saying? Real women of real households, your daughters have curfews. You know where your daughter is.
Yep.
Your daughter
I'm-
cannot be out at this time.
Yep.
Your-
I just shared a post on one of my Facebook friends, a good friend of mine. Her 14-year-old daughter is missing, and now she's getting text messages from her daughter telling her that she ain't coming home, she ain't missing, and stop posting this.
Ooh.
Me is missing all over for social
heartbreaking.
media.
And see the difference between, listen, so my son is 18 and my daughter is 15. Some of my son's bestest friends, I still haven't met their parents to this day. But they all know me, and they all be at my house because my house is the spot. I know their grandmothers, but their parents don't know them.
Yeah.
Right? And then, like, a few of them. I know a few of them, but a few of them I don't. And these, like, is some of his closest friends. And then my daughter, I know all her friends' parents, but she'd come to me like, "Ma, why you always gotta talk to a parent?" I said, "Girl, you know where I come
Yeah.
from." Like,
Yeah.
listen, my mama knew my every move.
Yeah.
I don't care where I was
Yeah.
at. I was texting my mama, or well, not texting because we ain't had that back then.
Before
But
cell
I was letting my mama know, like, okay, we go be over such and such house, or we around the corner over here,
Yeah.
or we go be here till the street lights come
Yeah.
on, or
Yeah.
can you? Or and then my mama was the mama that took us everywhere too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, how about that?
You know what I'm saying?
And then another thing too, flip script. You get a lot of children. Okay, it's two difference for me. One, the kids can always want to be at your house.
That was
because,
my
like,
house.
for me, I'm the cool mama, but I'm that don't play that mama. Or the kids want to be at your house because you the live mama. Allow any damn thing.
Yeah,
So
that's
I'm
true.
coming over
That's
your
true.
whole house.
Coming
Over your house. I can
Yeah.
smoke. I can drink. I can,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever blase split. And
Yeah.
again, we are responsible for that. You have other people's children in your presence. I promise when my children were younger, I can't even, you can't go over their house if I don't know how that house is ran. I'm so
Exactly.
sorry. My
Matter of
kids
fact, let
thought
me
I
come
was
in and
super
look at
strict.
it.
I'm talking about,
And
no,
it's-
you cannot.
I couldn't
And it's-
spend a night out, but my friends could spend a night.
And
But
it's like,
I couldn't go.
and see, I was the type of kid, like, I wanted to go everywhere, but my mom be like, you can't just go everywhere. But my house was the spot. But see, I had my mom and my daddy. My mama was
Me
the cool,
too.
she was the cool one, but my
Yeah.
daddy was mean as hell, and all the kids were scared of my daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they got a good balance.
Damn it. I was just about to say
But
that.
at the same time, my house was always the spot. My cousins, we used to bounce back from my house and my auntie house. Them two houses we'd be bounced back from, and that's where we would go. My auntie was on the west side, we was on the east side, so that's even better. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we knew everybody over here, we knew everybody over here. But at the same time, our parents knew where we were. Every kid that was at my house, my mama knew their
accounted for.
parent.
Right.
Exactly. My parents talked to their parents and made sure that they was gonna be safe coming over
Exactly.
here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I have to talk to people, and my son, he a homebody. He don't go nowhere. He never really did. Like, my house was always the spot. But my daughter, she liked to go places. And when she goes, she be like, why you always got to talk? I'm like, girl, I got to talk to every mama.
Yeah.
You can't just
Yeah.
go nowhere.
And then that should be second nature. Like for my kids, they had already known, my mama. My mama. And this one is finna be an even more sensitive comment that I'm about to make. And again, not to offend anyone, and kind of in reference to, women who aren't able or, to have children.
Exactly.
And for the ones who can spit them boys out like crazy, and you don't see that, you don't see that as an opportunity to redevelop positively. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, the check. And then when they are, again, generational, what we said before about generational, and you become that mom before you, and that mom before you, and that mom before you. When you get to that point and you're having children and you women who can't look upon you like, seriously, like, if I could just,
And you fucking them up. Yeah.
if
But
I
it's
and
like-
you that's
It
my
is,
point.
but you know what? As adults now, don't y'all go back to be like, dang, Ma, I've been Ma, you was right about everything.
Let me tell you, I knew my mama was right when she said it, because my mom was very easy breezy. Keisha know my mom. She knows her. My mom is still very easy breezy. But what you never gonna do with Miss Crystal is play in her face.
Exactly.
And she's gonna let you know, hey, I'm your friend. Don't get cute.
Exactly.
And you know your boundaries. I never lacked respect
Yep.
for her. I could have fun with her, you know. But I
But
knew
at the-
what it
you
was.
knew that was
And
your
I knew
mother.
She had my back, and that's
Exactly.
more
And
important.
that's it.
'Cause I
That's
used to
it.
be like, oh, my mama know what I'm doing. I don't care. Who gonna
Exactly.
say something?
Yeah,
My mama
exactly.
know.
Yeah. And then the thing
Exactly.
about it, when you say my mama knows, the kind of mom that you have, believe you me, it's been approved.
For sure.
My mom,
And see-
Crystal, is for no
And
games,
see,
baby.
my
So-
mom, she'll teach us a lesson.
and when you go back and
mama
you
got a
tell
lesson for you.
Crystal, like, oh, believe you me, and she did it with the utmost respect, didn't she?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know what I've produced. I know what I've put into them. I know what my child is going to reflect when they're not around me. And then the
Right.
thing, don't get me wrong, of course we don't know all across the board, because I promise you, baby, I used to look at some find their phone like, duff. I'm about to talk about now. What did you know, or what? Again, in the child's aspect, but still, I didn't even know you were doing even
You never know
that.
until
You know,
they
that's what
know.
I'm saying.
But that's the part. That's
And
the
then I
part
can
as
promise y'all
parents.
this for my children, if you know my children, great kids,
They are.
great kids, you know, great parents, you know, and I have never met an adult who has met my children outside of me and then met me and not compliment the work I
Yep,
did.
absolutely.
That's what we're supposed
And-
to be
and
producing.
that's what it's about.
And that came from a household that was, whether you want to call it strict or not. No,
Exactly.
you cannot go over this person's house if I don't know their parents. No, you
You're not
cannot
going.
go to their house if the parent isn't there. No,
You're
you
not going.
cannot go over here because they do this, and this over
And look,
here.
and here-
oh, mama, you.
And here you go. Do they got brothers? Cause y'all teenagers.
No, everything
So
that you
where your
monitor.
brother gonna be at?
Because it's a sense of freedom that you get. It's a privilege, I would say, to be able to spend time outside of your home as a teenager or as a
It
preteen
is.
or whatever. So we have to look at like how that baby lost his life spending the night at his best friend's house. The house got shot
You
up.
do. You gotta look at
don't
that.
know what people uncles into, what
Yeah.
their mama's
You don't.
girlfriend's
Yeah.
baby dad. You just don't know.
You don't.
Yeah.
So we have to cover our children, to pray into whoever you believe in. You cover
Absolutely.
your children.
Yeah.
And you as women, we supposed to have a certain amount of wisdom.
Absolutely.
And I don't care how upset your children get. If something don't sit right with you,
Don't do it.
you cut that shit short
Yes.
at the
Yeah.
knees.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
to have the regret, it couldn't be worth it. You didn't want your daughter to
Absolutely.
go somewhere. She come back years later, you hear she got molested. That was in your spirit already. You knew you didn't want that.
You knew she
baby
should have
there.
went out
Yeah,
there.
and
to
then
appease
trying
her,
to
you
accommodate
did
the
it.
child.
Right.
That's
I'm
it.
not
That's
appeasing
it.
no
Yeah.
And then another thing too, and again, I'm not knocking anybody. Of course, there were generational curses that needed to be broken, and sometimes when it comes to some forms of discipline, I'm so sorry,
Oh,
but
yeah,
till
'cause it's
this
a thin
day,
line between abuse.
it is. I'm still a fan of the belt.
Same.
I'm so sorry. I know how to use it though.
Did we not
You're not-
produce a
But see-
better product
Off the
In
belt.
in the
The
days
hand.
that we actually
Off the
I
belt.
mean, like it seemed like the marker for me, and I'm not really a fan of this, but it seems like the marker for me was the day when they stopped allowing the teachers to discipline the kids.
Oh,
Yeah,
baby,
I
I
went
done
to
had to
private
put
school.
these out a lot of
I went to
times
private
with
school.
that.
And when they stopped
What?
doing that,
Even
they,
when
like,
I
that
was in
part of the
preschool,
reason-
we was still getting a paddle.
I
So
went to private schools. They
yeah, they
paddled us.
paddled us.
And then when I
Yeah.
was younger, in public, elementary, I promise you, they paddled us. I used to be.
The paddle had a name. You
And
didn't
see-
want Mr. Wood to
Okay.
come
yeah,
out.
how about
Yeah.
that?
Right?
Yeah.
It was-
You ain't want Mr. Slap to come out.
But that's the thing called they still put the fear in
That's what it
adults.
is. It's
Kids
the
are not
fear.
scared of adults.
Yeah, no more.
You know what I'm saying?
No more.
And
Yeah.
me as a parent, I do have a son. So when I talk to my daughters friends and stuff, and they want to come up, I be like, I have an 18-year-old son.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the back, but he do his own thing. My son, he is not about to have no business with his sister because he don't care.
Come over here trying
And,
to sniff around my son.
but
And
I've
cause
had that happen,
problems.
and
I'm
I've had that
sure.
happen in the past because her little friends be liking my son. It's like, don't go to that basement. Don't even go to the door.
Again,
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause y'all
a
be
woman
fast sometimes.
in the household
Yeah.
who runs
Yeah.
the household.
That's an action that comes from wisdom, because what
Exactly.
you've done with that is protect your son and protect
Exactly.
your daughter and protect your peace, because
Yep.
the second one of them little girls try to throw something at him,
Yep.
if he don't want it and she that type,
Yep.
it's a problem.
Yep.
It's he said, she said, why you in the basement? Why he in the basement? This his house.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You
Yep.
avoided a lot of bull crap.
Yep, and that's
just
what I
keeping
do
it
because
clean.
I
Just
have
nip
to.
that shit in the
Yeah.
bud.
And I
Keep
have
it
to nip
clean.
it in the bud,
Yeah.
like right then and there.
Yeah.
And what I was saying is, my mom, she taught us lessons. Like I said, I was a child. Even though my house was the spot, my auntie house was the spot. We would bounce back and forth. When we wanted to go somewhere, honey, we wanted to go. So my mama like, okay, I'm gonna take y'all over here. Girl, I remember this one time we went somewhere. It was one of our friends' houses. She had roaches and all kind of stuff. Girl, we was itching. We couldn't sleep. And I called my mama like, can you please come get? She just started laughing. She said, no, y'all
Yeah.
gonna stay y'all asses
You
over
want
there.
to go?
Y'all want to
Yeah.
go?
Yeah.
Y'all go
Shake
stay
your
over there.
shit
She
off
did that before we got in her car when she came to pick us up. And when she came to pick us up, she like, shake your stuff out before you get in my car. She said, that's what y'all get. Y'all
Yeah.
want to go, so y'all staying.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, never again. I was so, girl, we couldn't go to sleep. We was up all night. I'm
That
just
is
sitting here like, what did we
hilarious.
set ourselves up for? Me
Now,
and
how
some of my
about
cousins.
this? Flip side. Again, household, women, and our men. I think also that we would have different results. Not saying 100% again, nothing is 100%. But even when it comes to the men and them, like you said, remaining in the household. And it ain't even got to do so much with us arguing and fighting all the time. It's just that I don't have enough wisdom. I'm not tapped into myself enough as a woman that to when that man comes in that household from a long day or whatever, blase
Right.
splee, that I can't even relate to your energy and know how to service you.
Right.
And some people may look at the word service like service, but you know what I'm saying?
We're
When you
supposed to have service to each other.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have service to your children. You have service to your community,
Yeah.
yourself.
That's
You
it.
want your man
household.
to use you, not misuse you.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
it.
should want to
Exactly,
use.
and that's the part.
I
That's
would
the key
want
part right
my
there.
man
Yeah.
to be to the point like even riding home, I can't wait to get to bed.
Exactly.
I mean, you see, this is
I had the
nothing
same
sexual.
conversation. I had-
Nothing.
Yeah.
Well, as mates though, we both out here working hard. So when y'all come together,
Yeah.
that's supposed to be a relaxation for both of you.
A release.
A release. Like let me release the
And
day
not only
with
a
you.
release,
You know what I'm saying?
but a build up.
A build
After
up.
I've let
There
that
was a-
off, now you can instill in me and
Yeah.
build me up. But what can you do as a woman? We in this household, and all you did, and because I just want to make sure no one knows anything I say. I'm not knocking it,
Right.
But what can we do as a couple? You done came in for, and I'm referring to this as a mental state because 9 times out of 10, the woman that I'm speaking to in reference who needs to kind of improve on how we conduct ourselves as women is pretty much maybe not college bound or things like that. So you done came in from your Target job or whatever kind of job it is you hold. He done came in. Your whole point for getting home, you was just anticipating the blunt. I need a drink. And then don't let him come in expressing his bad day due to the fact that you as a woman couldn't even uphold yourself. You
Nah,
couldn't even
can I
pull
say
yourself
something?
up to
Solution for
what
that.
you needed.
I got a
What-
solution.
what-
Roll 2 blunts.
There you go.
He needs his bunch. You need
There you
your
go.
blunt.
There you go. There you go. So now the thing was, like, there was a on
got
the
you,
show,
baby.
on one of the shows.
I got you, baby.
On one of the shows that actually come on today, and it was a couple of weeks back, one of our latest
You get on my nerves.
last show on Sunday,
You get
right?
on my nerves.
One of the women said that she doesn't want to hear about her man's problems when he gets home because she has her own shit to deal
Oh, I'm so sorry
Ooh,
to hear
okay, so
that.
when you talk to somebody
And
else,
that-
don't be
That's
mad.
it.
Exactly.
That's it. And then
You
the thing
close your
about
ears.
it,
Someone's
that
ears are open.
thank you. And then the
Always.
thing about it, it's the woman at the job. Why y'all think Christ? I saw a thing that said
Girl, don't get
if
me
the
started on
cheaters
that.
ban, if the cheaters
That ain't no
ban pulled
relationship.
up
Y'all
at
dealing with shit
Christ-
separately in the first place. It's like
That's
you,
it.
You got your own
That's
problems.
it.
You got
If
your
you
like.
y'all
If
might as
my
well move
woman
out
is gonna
from
know,
each other.
my woman knows what I'm going through. I shouldn't have to like, and that's what I explained to her. I'm like, so you're gonna create an environment when that man pull up, he's sitting in the driveway for 30 minutes. He don't even go in the
Anticipating
house
coming
and
in.
go to you.
That's
Who is
it.
she telling her problems to?
Too.
Because if she not talking to him, she talking to somebody.
And then the thing
Exactly.
about it, 9 times out of 10, a
I'm a
woman
grown
with that
woman.
aspect,
I
if
can
you
handle my
call
own.
it-
You a mess. See, be a man. You sound like a bitch.
Or it
Coming
sounds
in
like
here
to
talking
me,
to
she
me,
just don't
talking
want
to
to
me
be with
about
this
your
person
problems.
no more.
That's the reason why we don't talk to y'all about shit because of
That's it.
that kind of
That's it.
narrative.
And then the thing about it, when that man finds a woman who has shown him everything, the proof in the pudding, everything that you can open up to me, you can talk to me, you can release to me, he still won't. You see what I'm saying?
Because it's either the narrative that I just spoke on, or it's either like this motherfucker gonna hold it against me in the
No,
future.
that's no. But again, that's from the previous woman he dealt with. Now we arguing.
Experience
And-
it because we've never seen nothing
but-
different. Just like in
exactly.
situations where y'all never seen different with us. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we-
But
it's just like it's,
here's a good key point. A relationship with a woman don't start with him dating. His mama then disrespected him from the time he was born. 'Cause
Yeah.
he looked just like
Or his dad.
daddy, 'cause he
That
acted
part.
like his daddy, 'cause
Yes.
he this and he that. So
Yes.
his experience with women started at home and it's been bad. So he don't even know. He hasn't even met a good woman, maybe outside of his grandma.
Yeah.
And
You
a
know,
lot of
so
them don't know.
And
it's
how
bad.
about this? You know it's really bad when that is his mindset, and that's what caused it. That he actually has a good woman who hasn't shown him any reason whatsoever that he can, and he still came because he
'Cause his
looks at it
mama a
as
hood rat.
it got to be something
Hood
to
rats
you.
got sons.
You get-
A lot of them.
You get on my
The
damn
majority of them.
nerves.
you know, especially
When
when
you done watched your mama have 4 and 5 babies with 4 and 5 different men,
Yes.
none of them stuck around. She get mad, shit get cut off, this and that and this
Yep.
and that.
Yeah.
That's been
That's
your
real.
experience.
Yeah.
So then when you ready to date, you get a girl that already got 3 and 4 kids, and now she having 2 of yours, and now you struggling, and this is your norm.
Yeah, and then how about this? Women who
goes back
do
to
meet men
generational.
from the very
Generational.
women who have met men for the very first time. You at the house and you got the kid. You don't even have enough respect. I ain't gonna even say for yourself because if I'm gonna
Right.
say you don't have respect for your kids, that's automatically respect for yourself. So the we have women who will meet men and a good 72 hours later, he at the crib with the kids. Just
Child.
kids running all around the house. What's
Child.
your name?
And you ain't even put his name
What's
in
your-
Google.
You're
you ain't put his name in Google to
nothing.
make sure he's not a
Man.
sex
This
offender.
and your kids finding out about him the same time as you are.
Listen, I remember when me and my kids that when we split up, girl, my kids gave them. They was like, what's that movie called? Are we there yet? My
was
kids
giving
are running
hell.
nigga out so that nigga can't stay. He can't be here. But I was like, I didn't bring a lot of people around my kids anyway.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
But when I did,
They gave him hell.
no.
Because I promise y'all can
No.
ask my children right now. Name your mama boyfriends from when she was younger.
Oh.
My daddy.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's it.
Yeah.
And then after the fact, and then like my third child, her name's Trail. I ain't gonna play
I'm
you
about to say,
like that.
don't-
Her name
don't.
Trail. I ain't
came
gonna
for
play her
you.
like that. Her
Yeah,
name
she
Trail.
came for you.
But when me and my husband, and don't get me wrong, had been friends from way back, way back. But when we decided to get serious, like when I would go see him, she would want to. Oh no, boo. Not even knowing where I was going. Don't get me wrong. At the same time, I'm hurting low key because I got to pull off to go see this dude. But I'm feeling
Right.
this dude.
Right.
This dude might be
Right.
around
Right.
y'all a little later.
Yeah, he
you
was.
just can't go, mommy, because
You just
what
can't
I'm
have people
doing is
around.
filling out the fact if I can even bring him around
yeah.
y'all, baby. I know you mad right now, but you gonna sit over Granny.
And you gonna
Right.
respect it because
Right.
I need to know this man's temperament. Any
That's
little
it.
thing piss him
That's
off
it. Yeah.
And he get to yelling. It don't always have to be physical or sexual trauma. Somebody yelling at you or yelling in general around your children can be traumatic, and you put your children
that's
through
not
shit
something. If that's
for
not something
people
that they
you're
used
not
to,
even kicking it
and they're
with
not
right
used to
now.
being around.
Oh yeah, they
That's not a
not.
frequency.
Can
That's not
nobody
an
just
energy
come-
that
Yeah.
they're not used to
Yeah.
Can
receiving.
nobody just
Yeah.
come in my junk and do that
Yeah,
anyway?
you
Yeah.
scare your
Just can't.
kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So the
And then
date
you-
is for the parents,
And
not the
then
children.
you as the woman, exactly. And then you as the woman, long as you got a man. And he everybody man. Now you're beefing with
And
this
that's
girl
crazy,
and that
'cause
girl.
now
Y'all
you got the
tagging
whole
each other and stuff
so you
on
got the
Facebook.
community man.
Your subliminals and all this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
The
when
community
you
man.
prevent the ultimate focus, and Bay's been gone, I think 6 years now. I think Bay's been gone for 6 years now. Me actually being able to love myself, me actually being able to enjoy my own company, me actually has really allowed an open view for who I want to have around me. You know, I can't go weeks
you
and
learn
weeks
yourself
and
more.
That's it. That's
you
it.
know
And I
what?
think that's what we need to do. Maybe as women, detox some of the bad habits that we may have.
Sometimes people look for
Spend
people
time
in
with
relationships.
yourself.
They look for the voids within of themselves and other people. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they gravitate. That's the reason why, you know, people look for people with money because they don't have money. Or people look for people for looks because they don't have the security, the confidence of the. You know what I mean? So you know, it's like people look for them. So you have to learn yourself and,
I feel
build yourself to the point. Where if I don't love yourself, how you gonna love somebody else? You
Yeah,
don't love
that's
yourself.
And I hate that that's so commonly stated because that statement doesn't really get the actual impact.
It sounds cliche.
It's cliche.
Yeah, it is.
People
But
don't
that
just
is
define
really
it. People don't understand it as deeply as they need to.
that is
well,
it.
I feel like women are good at that. I feel like women, we could get a chance to know ourselves, we could be by ourselves, we could bounce back, we could get the next person a chance, a free chance, and it's that. I feel like men have that problem. I feel like men struggle with that. Like, because I feel like the majority of men, I feel like they can't be alone, so they got to find something to crawl under.
And see, I hate to go back to where we were, but I feel like, again, all that starts at home.
It do.
If every time
Everything
your son
starts
have
at
an
home.
emotion, you say stop acting like a bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But a lot of guys, a lot of little
Stop
boys
acting
get that.
like a girl.
And I have to tell
You
people,
crying.
it's a
But
whole
if
little
they
boy.
had-
Like, why would you
and if
tell
they
them
had
that?
fathers around to say,
Yes.
like, hey, we don't cry about everything, but some shit is worth
It's
crying
okay.
about.
But
And
you
then-
know,
You know
some
what?
women, but some women feel like
that
they.
line that I said to my son. Like,
That's what
But see,
matters. He
but-
gotta know that you can't cry about everything.
and you gotta
Exactly.
know that God
Crying
gave
about.
you emotions because they are
Yeah,
to be
you don't
expressed.
shut them
And
down.
absolutely, but you get some women that are single, so they feel like they have to be the mom and the daddy, and some mothers do come at their kids like that.
Because
Like,
they
we're
ain't
acting
had
like
no
a little
daddy
bit.
either.
I
'Cause
know,
they
that's what I'm
mama and they
saying,
daddy
yeah.
away.
Exactly.
It's all generational.
Exactly.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
need
and
some
don't
help.
let a woman be in a household where the man is there, but he's weak.
But see, and that's the reason why I feel like on both fronts, why we are the way that we are. Think about, like, why don't fish fly? Right? Why don't elephants swim? And what? Because that's not what they was designed to do. You know what I'm saying? So when you take a animal, you know, not to compare us to animals, you take an animal out of his element and place him in a situation where he's forced to do something that he's not designed to do, he won't thrive.
Yeah, that's it.
You see what I'm saying?
That's it.
So again, when you contrast that to us, and you have women who are placed in the position of being the man, okay, and then a man who is demasculated to the point where he has nothing, you know, he's devalued or emasculated, what do I say, to the point where he can't perform and function
You a
the way he's
bum.
supposed
You
to.
ain't.
And that's
And
just
my-
that
that's-
You ain't
home.
gonna be.
and
And
that's
that's
you
just
know.
that
you see what I'm
home.
saying?
How
That's
about that?
And then you get the guys that-
psychologically change that animal into something that is not supposed to be, and it can't function correctly. You know
That
what
is
I mean?
it. That is it.
And
then
that's
I'm
why
not-
we are the way we are as people, because after so long of that conditioning, now we're functioning. If you know anything about the chess, do any of y'all know how to play chess by any chance? Okay, but
I
anyway,
used to be the chess coach.
okay, well then you can relate
That was
to this.
so long ago.
You can relate to this, Joe. Just this simple analogy. Imagine how can we play the game if the king is on the queen space and the queen is on the king space? You can't play
You
the
can't
game.
play the game. Yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
can play
It
it.
defeats the whole
And then-
purpose
and
of
then-
why the game was even
Exactly.
created.
And then when we're the black queens and kings, right? And we know that we have pieces on the opposite side of the board that we are at war with. What good does it do us when we are at war with each
other. Exactly. Exactly. Now you about to turn this into the black
yeah,
community zone
and that's the
because,
key to our problems as a people. But our people, we have a tendency to know how to address things and then just leave it. We bring it out.
Absolutely.
We talk about it and we be like, that's enough.
And we
But
don't
it's
finish
not
it.
enough.
And
yet.
then the
because
whole
the
reason-
hard work is looking within. We as women right now are holding women accountable.
Yeah.
And that's
And we just talked
uncomfortable.
about that.
Yeah, it is.
it's
And that we were talking
uncomfortable.
about that and we
Because
have
if we
to.
tell a woman, hey, you just called your daughter a bitch because you had a bad day, go apologize to your daughter.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that woman
wants
want to hear.
Yeah.
Go apologize to your man. I ain't apologizing to that nigga. I don't apologize to kids. You know, we
Yeah,
hear a lot
yeah,
of we hear a lot of things that are
That's
just
deep.
dead ass wrong.
Yeah.
And
But
we
you're
stuck
supposed
in
to
it.
apologize.
And again-
Absolutely, because aren't we all
That's
able
holding
to
yourself
be
accountable.
wrong?
You're not- are you perfect?
Very
You think
much so.
everything
Nobody's
that you do-
perfect.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
No, and then sometimes in situations, like I have learned lately, and if anybody who knows me from my past, baby, I'm talking about popping off in a minute. Who
Yeah.
the f- is you talking
Yep,
to?
and that's how I
But
used to be.
have
I'm
gotten
glad I'm
to
a
the
new person.
point where, damn, Keisha, how you allow that to happen? How did you become, that? So now when things actually get to the point where I'm going to explode,
Yeah.
I'm really like, okay, wait.
I believe in balance.
Think about it.
You got to give me a situation. Sometimes it's time to explode.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
not
a time
being
and place
funny.
for everything.
I'm,
Did we say
Keisha
that?
know I'm
Yeah,
with
I
that
know,
shit.
no, that's
I'm
what
with
I
it.
I know.
If
I'm not
you
no Bible thumper, but Jesus flipped the tables over.
listen,
again.
Yeah, how about
and just listen. We all have the right to be treated correctly. No person, no human is above or better than the next person. And if I so decide that your disrespect has exceeded my limit,
Yeah.
I get to pop off.
Oh, yeah,
you
that's
did
true.
wrong.
You
by
did,
me.
yeah.
Now
And
I
then
may
you
not
don't-
be
and you
able
don't
to
get to
shoot
te- and
you,
you don't
but I
tell
do
me-
get to check you.
You don't get to tell me how to
Sure.
feel
That's
about
about
shit.
what you've
Right,
done to me.
right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
that's
I
true.
tell
That's
everybody,
true.
like, speak your truth. I tell my kids,
That part.
speak your truth.
Yeah.
Even if, because I'm a teacher and I know how teachers do. So I tell my kids, listen, if you feel like she
Say that.
disrespected you,
Yeah.
you tell her.
Yeah.
And
So
then if
you
she
like
got a
my
problem,
mama.
then she could come
Ooh,
holler
yes,
at me.
yeah.
You like
Period.
my mama.
You know what I'm saying? And that's
She
the
gonna
bottom
go-
line.
Your kid gonna go to school like Kevin Hart.
My mama said. No, check this out though. The last year my daughter, I'm at the school that my kids went to their whole life. But I was there with my daughter her last year, 8th grade. So some of them already ain't like me coming in.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know what? And
Yeah.
some of them still don't like me now because
Yeah.
of my kids. But I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
Because I give my kids the freedom of speech. I give them the freedom of speech with me, and I give them the freedom
can
of speech
tell
with
me
other
anything.
people.
You can tell
but
me
that's
anything.
why. But that's why they come home. They tell me all their
Yeah.
business.
And
I ain't even
will
gotta go
say
find
this,
it.
And I
Yeah.
will say this, and I'm being 100. I'm being transparent. I'm putting it on the wood. When my children were younger, there were certain situations I dropped the ball on as a mom.
Yeah.
I think
You know,
everybody can
not
own that. though.
absolutely.
being able to see things from another aspect.
Right.
If you was only the way again that I was taught, oh, you don't do that.
product of your
Oh, is you
environment.
crazy? Is you versus come here, talk to me.
Talk to
What
me.
makes you feel this way? What makes you?
Right.
And then again, like. For my grandchildren, I'm different. You know how they always be like, you weren't like that when you
Yeah.
was
Oh,
little. For
boy.
my grandchildren, I'm more like, what happened? Talk to Gigi. Tell me what happened.
Because
Like,
as a grandma, you're the fixer. You
That's
know,
it.
It's just
That's
like
it.
whatever's wrong, take it to grandma.
Grandma, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and the thing is about just parenting, period. Like at the end of the day, you know your kids and you know what they capable of. Like I remember when my son, when I tell y'all he the quietest person, but he a YouTuber.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
He's
but
private.
But it's funny because growing up, he was always just so quiet. So when I had to go to a parent teachers conference one day, and they told me, they said, everybody love your son or whatever, but he could be a class clown. I was like, he could be a class clown. What? I was like, you for real? And she was like, I was like, a class clown. Like, I didn't even get mad. I told myself, I said, so I'm going to have to watch him at home. So that's what I did, though.
Check
I
his
had to
behaviors.
observe
That's it.
him.
That's it.
He's sneaky.
That's it. And you know
And
what?
it's certain things.
I tell my kids this
You know what I'm
all
saying?
the time. When it comes to my grandchildren, the stuff they try with their parents, oh, they wouldn't dare.
Oh,
Yeah.
They and this is
Yeah.
why though. My children look
You
at
the fun
it,
person
my
to them.
child.
Yeah,
That's my
and
baby.
you the
You know,
fun,
no matter
you the
what
fun
they do.
person
So when
to
the
them.
child comes to them with an issue, they look at it as like, oh, my baby wouldn't. Versus
But that's what I was
Gigi, I watch them when they don't know they're being
Them
watched.
being watched.
I
And
know
that's the
exactly
thing.
who you are.
And
And
that's
then
the
when
thing.
you come over to me, you like, Gigi,
Yeah,
get back
you
over there
can't.
because I just watched you this whole
Right.
time.
And then it got to a point with my daughter. See, I know her. I know she could snap like me. She get it from her mama. I know where she get it from because I was that same kid. But at the same time, my kids are respectful kids. You know what I'm saying? So
That's it.
it's
That's the
a
difference.
difference.
That's the
so
difference.
I tell teachers all the time, yeah, she probably went off on you, but why? Because what you say to her to make her say that? Because as teachers, you could be disrespectful to kids, and it's like, you know what? You ain't about to say just anything to me. Period.
And then again,
Yeah.
I'm about to.
And it's a certain way you come at a kid. So when I go in my classroom, if you want respect, you go give me the respect.
No, and I'm about
you
to
know what I'm saying? And
up-top
that's just
that
how I
one even
be.
more. Due to the fact that I know I raised my children right, due to the fact they know they're not supposed to be disrespectful to adults, that's easily for them to identify when they're being disrespected
Exactly.
by an adult.
My mother always says, when people come tell her stuff, she be like, nah, if they said Tierra stole something, I know better. She said, but if
Exactly.
they say Tierra hit somebody or went off, I believe that.
I
She
believe-
said, because I
and
know
that's
what
what-
my
and
child
that's
is
what I was
capable
gonna
of.
Like,
say.
that's it.
So
My
at
mama
the
will
end,
tell
You
you
had
so-
to do something.
Yeah, my
You had
mama
to
will
do
say,
something.
ooh, Tierra, that ain't really the
So-
one. Don't play with her
and
because
that's
she
how I
cut
am.
up.
So at the end of this whole, what I just said, at the end of the day, if somebody came to me and said my son could be a class clown and my daughter could have a smart ass mouth, I know you ain't lying.
Say,
but
I
tell
know
me
that.
something else about my kids that I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But she only had a smart mouth because you said something. So let's find out. Let's get to the root of the
Yeah,
problem.
because again, like
what
you
did
said,
you say?
they can
And
be
my daughter tell me
disrespectful.
everything. And she ain't no liar.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. She gonna come. My daughter, she been on call before she even came home. Mom?
You know that her smart
Look.
mouth is not an offense; it's a
It's,
defense.
it's a defense.
So it's a response
It's
to
a
something that you did.
defense.
You see
And
what
that's
I'm
what it
saying?
is.
I like
And she had been
that.
to text me,
I like
Mom,
that.
well, you better come up to the school. Or they about to call you right now because I such and such and such. And she been and told me the whole spiel before they even called.
But see that's
But they don't wanna
where
tell you that part.
communicating with your kids
Exactly.
comes into play. Because I'll never
And
forget.
your kid trusting you, right,
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
to
Yeah.
come
Talk
to
to
you, and you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because a lot of times kids will go through some things like that with a teacher or a
Yeah.
student in the school, and,
Yeah.
and just hide the whole
Yeah.
thing.
That's
But
what I
that's
was
what
gonna say.
most
That's
teachers
what
try to
yeah.
hide
that.
I had an issue with. I'll never forget my 4th grade teacher. Mind you, I'm almost 40, so this has been quite a while. I knew that I could communicate with my mother, and so every time this teacher said something to me that was disrespectful, and for whatever reason, she really disliked me.
Yeah.
In the 4th grade, she
Yeah.
really disliked
And you
me.
get teachers that don't like kids.
And it was so unfortunate, but I got to the point where I would say, "Oh, I'll ask my mom." She hated to see me come because she would ask me
Yep.
some disrespectful shit,
Oh,
and I'd be like,
wow.
"Oh, I don't know. I'll ask my mom." I could tell you some stories about
Yes.
this lady, and my mother, when she watches this, she will know exactly who I'm talking about because my mother had to countless times check her. Hey, chill on my child. I don't know what your problem is, but this is a baby,
Exactly.
and you just never know what quirks and weirdness adults have. So it's so important that
It
your
is.
children are able to talk to you,
And I'm
your
It
kids.
is.
sending my child to you as being responsible for her. You know, and you
Absolutely.
damn
And you're
sure ain't gonna
damaging
affect her mental.
Yeah, you're damaging these kids, and I
Yeah.
know she's probably did that to countless other children, but that's how it goes.
But that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Because you get some teachers that pick and choose who they like
That's
and who
it.
they don't
That's
like.
it.
Versus just being
And
a
then
teacher
sometimes-
and getting to know every
Showing
student.
favoritism.
You're
the
showing
teacher-
favoritism.
And sometimes the teacher's beef is actually with the parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most times.
Oh,
So I
a
got
lot of
your
times.
kid.
Oh, you.
Yeah.
But it be petty because if it's a female, oh, that's your mama. Oh, she nice looking.
They like your daddy or whatever.
Oh, or they like your dad. Oh, or this or that, or your mama. Oh, she thinks she cute. Like, what do you mean? You don't even know me.
Ooh, child.
You know, it could be a lot of
It could
stuff.
be a lot of stuff.
You
You know what I'm
think she
saying?
cute.
You think I'm cute.
Yeah, and look, mama just ain't
Cuter
never,
than you.
Mama
Yeah.
ain't see, look,
Or
mama
whatever
don't
the case may be,
Mama
you
don't
know.
her ex is
Or
the
we the
teacher
same,
boyfriend.
we the same age. Like she said, we almost 40, but we look like some 20-year-olds. Like, what? I mean, what is the problem?
Is that what you mad about?
Is
And
that what you
then
mad for?
I'm about to flip script, and we gonna get out of here on this one. Don't let her be white.
And she was.
You get on my nerves, Mark. You get on my
She
That-
was.
that's
deep.
yeah. Don't let her be white because really, what's your beef?
My mama always told me your personality is just too strong for her.
So- yeah.
But as a 4th grader, what does that mean? I haven't
And
experienced
how are
life
you
you have. What is your
intimidated
problem
by a
with me?
4th grader as a white woman?
Yep.
Weirdo.
What she do to you?
Weird bitch energy.
I love it. And we are going to end it on that note. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Making Them Think podcast. To my guest host, Queen Tierra, and to my guest host, Asara. Thank you guys so much for coming
No
on,
problem. Thank
sharing
you.
got the dialogue with me. Thank you for your input.
Absolutely.
I knew I had the right team to bring to the forefront for this discussion. Thank
Yes.
you guys for coming on again, Mark. Every time I tell you, I appreciate you allowing
Yes,
me the
thank
opportunity. Tune in to us next week, Sunday at 2. The topic, of course, we're not going to give it to you at this time, but the topic will be just as fierce and just as impactful. Thank you guys again for tuning in to the Making Them Think podcast, where we get the hood thinking. Thank you guys.
Peace.
Peace.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile